Hello, my name is Chris, and some of you guys might remember me from chrishadms. I was back in 2007 to about 2010, and I went through a treatment at Johns Hopkins, and it was one of the very first stem cell transplants that they did. Now they do it a little bit differently than when I had it. Now they do the stem cells completely different. When they did it for me, they just killed my immune system off and then let my immune system get rebuilt by my bone marrow. So it was like they just wiped out my immune system and then let my bone marrow rebuild the stem cells. I got better. That was amazing. I had such bad fatigue when I went in there that I just could not stay awake. And I got done in 4 days of hell. Wasn't terrible, but they're bad. And I woke up one day and it was just like, I'm not tired. Holy crap, think of this, my mind is working. I mean, I was at that point in time, I was at a point where I would talk and I'd forget what I was talking about in the middle of my sentence, or I'd start rambling and I wouldn't be able to remember what I was talking about. And, that was just gone in one day. Pew. Well, over the next 3 years or so, I did a bunch of physical therapy, and I got to a point where I just wasn't getting any better. So I quit doing the physical therapy, and I just kind of said, all right, I'm done. Well, around 2010, 2011-ish, somewhere in there, I came back. I got a lesion. Now, up until that point, my lesions had healed. Not all of them. The old ones were there, but I had lesions that had healed that were gone. It was unreal. And I got up to that point, and, they came back. And I said, well, son of a gun, what are we going to do? And we said, well, let's do steroids. I said, all right, let's try it. And it didn't cause me to gain weight or anything like that, but I did those for about a year and a half, and then I got another lesion. And what was weird is that, I got the lesions, but since I had stem cells, I had the steroids, and the lesion healed. It went away. I said, well, hell, that's pretty cool. So I was like, all right, we're on it. But then, my legs just got heavier and heavier and heavier. I didn't have the fatigue back. My mind was still working pretty darn good, but my legs were just giving up on me. So I talked to my doctor. It was Dr. John Corboy at the Rocky Mountain MS Center. The guy, he breathes MS. He eats that crap for breakfast. I mean, he knew what was going on. In fact, he tells me that he uses me as an example now. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, okay. So I saw him, and after I got done with the stem cell therapy, I went to him to do my follow-up care because the guy used to work at Johns Hopkins, and he knew all the people that I had worked with. So everybody was in conjunction with each other. And, I did one treatment at Sabri, and they did the JC virus test, and that was the end of that. And I said, well, let's do Rituxan. And he's like, yeah, I think that's the best idea. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, that was in 2012, 2013-ish, 2014, somewhere in there. Yeah, it was 2014. I just had my first child at 2013. And then in 2014, I had my second child, Irish twins. And I'm Irish, I can say that. So, anyways, so they, I had them, and I got on the Rituxan, and lo and behold, things calmed down, and I did too. I mean, everything just kind of went back to I kind of went back to where I was before it came back. Like in 2010, I started feeling like that again. I was like, what the hell's going on here? So I was on it, and I did the regular protocol all the way until 2020. In 2019, I got a hell of a surprise. I got viral meningitis. And that was because the Rituxan had knocked down my immune system enough that the viral meningitis got a hold of me. I almost died a couple of times. It was really, really bad. I was in the ICU for like 21 days. It was right before COVID hit, and I remember laying in bed and looking and seeing these people that were dressed up like I had COVID. They're in the yellow suits and all this stuff, and they're coming around me and talking to me. Nobody had the slightest clue what I had. And I finally said, you need to talk to Dr. Corboy. And they did. And Dr. Corboy said, you got to give him an immune system. Give him IVIG. And they pumped me full of IVIG, and like in 3 days I was feeling better. But at that point in time, my daughter's birthday happened. I had no idea. I knocked my front teeth out. I had no idea. There's 4 months of my life right there that I have no clue what happened. I remember probably in that 4 months time, I remember probably 90 seconds of it. That's no kidding. I probably remember about 90 seconds of it. And that's like me. It's like, that's an S word. I forget the word. It's like I'm watching myself do it. It was not like I'm even there. So, yeah, that sucked. So I went through that, and then it got to be 2020, and the COVID thing hit, and I was like, well, I don't really think I want to be on Rituxan, because I was doing the research about what was happening with people with Rituxan and stuff like that. And I told him, I said, I told Dr. Corboy, I said, I haven't done anything since 2013. I've had no activity. The stuff's even gotten better in some cases. I am doing better than I have in 15 years. Well, since 2004, 2005. But I said 15 years, I think. And I said, I don't really want to do this anymore. And he goes, well, I can't tell you to do anything because, it's not what I'm here to do. But, if you decide you want to do something, you go ahead and let me know. And I got you. I'm done. He goes, I don't blame you. And I said, I've been doing the research, and it looks like people that do this stuff for a while, if the MS isn't active when they do it, it's killing it. And he's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now where they're doing they're giving you a full dose for 18 months, once every 6 months for 18 months, and saying you're done. And these people are resolving. And this is with Rituxan. Well, then Dr. Burt came out with his stem cell stuff, and he's actually harvesting stuff and shooting it back into you. And he took what I had, and he's gone uber with it. And I mean, if I had to do over, I'd go see Dr. Burt. It's not that Dr. Kerr and Dr. Brodsky didn't have it going on, because they did. It's just that I was in 2007, and it's almost 2027. That's 20 years. And Dr. Burt did it for longer than they did. I was only one of 20. And as far as I know, I probably did the best out of all of them. So, I'm coming up on 10 minutes here. I'm going to call this done. I got a lot of other stuff I can talk to you about. The way that the actual treatment went. Now I'm walking again. Started playing darts again. I mean, the only jittering you see is from me playing coffee. So that's a real trip to me. I'll tell you right now, there's a girl here, her name's Christina Jaramillo. I think I'm saying that right, Christina, I'm sorry. But she talked me into doing this, and she's known me since back in the chrishadms days. And, I did that website not because I wanted to be famous, but because I wanted to let people know that, God dang it, there's some hope out there. There's something that can work with this. Because when I went into that with 100%. Everybody was telling me, you don't do this. And I said, no, I'm going to do this. I went in there knowledgeable. It's like when the cops pull you over, sometimes you got to know what your rights are. Okay, peace. I'll do another one, and I'll talk to you more about other stuff. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.